This thing to get into is this story, which we're going to whack up straight on the screen for you now, which is that Erik ten Hag is facing a transfer ban. Look, there's almost an instant contradiction with this, but we will hit this because I've always said the Mirror do seem to have good links into Ten Hag. So you can read that for yourself. I'll read it for you in a moment. But we'll also be talking about David Ornstein saying that a David De Gea exit is very likely for Manchester United in the next few days. Mason Mount, personal terms agreed, according to Fabrizio Romano. Donny van der Beek going on loan. We'll talk about that. His exit from Manchester United will not be rescued by the bad injury that he had. He is on the way out of Manchester United. And Harry Kane getting another firm message from Manchester United to force a move out of Spurs. So lots to get into on the show this morning. Look, it's not lost on me. This is not lost on me. I think I even tweeted it off my own Twitter, where I've said Ten Hag hit with transfer ban and then used a thumbnail where it says terms agreed. I don't believe this story, but because we're just about to agree a deal with Chelsea for Mason Mount, so how can there be a transfer ban? But it came out last night. It's coming in from the Mirror, who have been very well informed on Erik ten Hag's side of things from day one, so a year ago. And they're saying that Manchester United will not sanction any spending until the takeover is complete, and that is pushing Ten Hag's patience after he identified targets months ago. It's a weird one. It's a weird one because we are actually negotiating a deal with Mason Mount, so there can't actually be a transfer ban. Having said that, I don't really refute the source of the information, and actually I think there's an element of truth in the sense that this is not a well-organised transfer plan again. It's all spin, believe it when I see it, it's a solid Blake. Welcome to Members Club Dimitri as well. But I think there's an element of truth here in the sense that Erik ten Hag did and has given a comprehensive list to Manchester United about his summer transfer plans quite a while ago. And obviously, we are not hitting anybody off that list at the moment. In fact, we're losing people off that list, whether it be Harry Kane, whether it be Kim Min-jae, whether it be Declan Rice. You know, the players that Erik ten Hag wanted, he's not getting. And I think sometimes we do live in this world of it's either green or red and never amber. And there is a truth in between. And I think there's a truth in between of what this statement says. I think we will be able to spend money with the Glazers still in charge, and I've always said that, but I think with the Glazers in charge we will also experience incompetence and miss out on targets. So I think that's very there's not a lot of manoeuvrability in relation to that statement that in the article that's been put in the Mirror, but I think there's an element of truth to it in the sense that there will be a frustration from Erik ten Hag, and there will be a lack of patience from Erik ten Hag, because the takeover is definitely damaging his prospects. When you look at the Kim Min-jae deal, we would have got Kim Min-jae if we'd had Qatar and maybe even Sajim, because we've missed out on Kim Min-jae because we've not been able to negotiate strongly like Bayern Munich have, because we don't know what budgets we have. With Harry Kane, you know, we've had to walk away because it's too much money. With Victor Osimhen, we've had to walk away because it's too much money. Declan Rice, we're having to walk away because it's too much money. So I would read that below, and I would actually lean more on the frustrated side than I don't believe it, because we're not having a good transfer window. So if you want to completely dismiss that and say, well, it's a load of nonsense, we have got money to spend, I think you're dismissing the impatience that Erik ten Hag will clearly be feeling. We don't have the budget he wants and needs to have a good summer transfer window. Yes, we'll sign Mason Mount, but what about Kim Min-jae? What about Harry Kane? What about Victor Osimhen? What about Declan Rice? We're not getting those players, are we? So there's definitely an element of truth there. And for anybody who says, well, you know, it wouldn't be any different if we were owned by Al Thani anyway, because we'd still have financial fair play. I'm so glad that time moves on and proves you right, because what did I say about this 2 or 3 weeks ago? People were going, journalists were saying it. Good journalists were saying it. It doesn't matter who owns Manchester United, they'll still be severely restricted by financial fair play and the transfer budget will probably be the same. What a load of nonsense. So if we're owned by Al Thani, the transfer budget will be the same as it is under the Glazers. What a load of nonsense. I've got one word for you. I've got one word for you. Chelsea. Chelsea coming into this summer transfer window, people were saying they're screwed. Financial fair play is going to screw them over. They've got no chance. They're not going to be able to spend big money. Chelsea are screwed because of financial fair play. What do Chelsea do? They look at the rules and they go, right, how do you not get screwed by financial fair play? You sell well. All right, let's sell £200 million worth of players. Let's utilise the Saudi Arabian market. Oh, look, suddenly we found another £200 million that we can legitimately spend because we've sold £200 million worth of players. So don't for 1 minute fall into this nonsense trap that if we're owned by the Glazers or if we're owned by Al Thani, the summer transfer window will be the same. And it won't be different because Al Thani's got money to spend. It'll be different because he'll run the club competently like a Chelsea or a Man City. He'd come in and he'd bin off the shit and raise about 150 million quid straight away. Something the Glazers have never been able to do. So that's why the summer transfer window would have been different if we didn't have the Glazers. Because we do what Chelsea have done and we would clear the shit and increase our spending capability under financial fair play. And Ashley says, do you think the Glazers are purposely messing with this window, trying to force Qatar to bid the $6 billion to save the upcoming season, says Ashley. They can't save the upcoming season, Ashley. I don't know whether you watched the show last night, but they can't save the transfer window. I'm surprised nobody's really picked up on this in relation to a Fabrizio or a David Ornstein or anybody of credibility. They can't save this transfer window. It can't be done. I explained it in more depth last night, but they can't save this transfer window. We are basically at the end of June. We have not agreed a takeover. Even when we agree a takeover, you've got to go through all the authorities. That's going to take 1 or 2 months. What closes in 2 months? The transfer window. The earliest Qatar or Sir Jim would get hold of this club is August. By the time you hit August, everything good's gone anyway. So this transfer window's gone. It doesn't mean we won't buy some good players. It doesn't mean we won't spend 200 million, but it won't be an Al Thani Qatar summer transfer window. It won't be a Sir Jim transfer window. This is a Glazer transfer window. That's what it is. We just have to. We've had enough of them. You know, we had one last year. We still got some good players in, but this is a Glazer transfer window. If you're still there hoping we're going to get a sale and a Qatari transfer window, you're living in a dreamland. It's gone. There isn't time anymore.